Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Eva killed by police in St. Elizabeth. The police say one of Westmoreland's most feared gunmen was shot and killed during a confrontation with the cops in Burnt Savannah, Lacovia in St. Elizabeth Wednesday morning. He has been identified as Nicholas Rubin, otherwise called Evil. The police say a Beretta pistol with 5 9mm cartridges were seized. Meanwhile, head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Acting Superintendent Coleridge Minto, says the police are keeping a close watch on several persons who have been charged for serious offences and have given residential addresses in the parish to the courts. He says these persons are required to report to various police stations as conditions of their bail. We're keeping a close eye on persons residing in the parish who have serious matters before the court, said Minto. The matter is being investigated by the Inspectorate and Professional Standard Oversight Bureau and the Independent Commission of Investigations. Man killed, 2 injured after vehicle collides with cow. A man is dead and 2 others injured after a motor vehicle collided with a cow in Bay Road, Little London, Westmoreland on Wednesday morning. The deceased has been identified as 22-year-old Christopher Samuels, otherwise called Delano, of Darling Street in Savannah Lamar in the parish. Samuels is the second person in less than 72 hours to be killed due to stray cows in that area. On Sunday, 21-year-old Constable J. Banks died as a result of injuries he sustained when his service motorcycle collided with a cow. Reports from the police are that about 2:20 a.m., Samuels was an occupant in the Toyota Corolla Axio motor car heading towards Savannah Lamar with another man and woman aboard. Upon reaching a section of the roadway, a cow walked into the path of the vehicle, causing a collision. The driver of the vehicle then lost control of the vehicle and collided with a tree. The 3 occupants of the vehicle sustained serious injuries and were taken to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where Samuels was pronounced dead and the man and woman hospitalized. In responding to Samuels' death, Deputy Inspector of Police in charge of the Westmoreland Division, Adrian Hamilton, told reporters that the force will have to intensify the enforcement of animal owners who leave them carelessly to roam. We have to move with some alacrity. We are going to have to identify where we can the owners of these animals, and in cases where we can't, then we will have to seize them, the animals, the SP warned. However, DSP Hamilton noted that there will be challenges as there is no pond in the parish at present to house animals. DPP Paula Llewellyn on leave, Jeremy Taylor acting. Director of Public Prosecutions DPP Paula Llewellyn KC is on leave for 3 weeks. Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions Jeremy Taylor KC will be acting in the post. It is expected that on her return to work, she will get a further extension of 2 years arising from the amendment last month of the Constitution of Jamaica. Llewellyn was given a 3-year extension in 2020. Prior to the amendment, the age of retirement was 60 years. Now the age of retirement for the DPP and the Auditor General is 65 years. The Governor General on July 31st gave his assent to the amendment, thereby establishing it in law. The amendment has made with threats of legal challenges, oppositions, and call for Llewellyn not to benefit from the revised retirement age. But 3 senior deputy directors in her office had lauded Llewellyn, who is the first female DPP, for what they say is her outstanding performance on the job. The tributes were made last month when the St. Andrew Business and Professional Women's Club presented Llewellyn with the Mavis Watts Award for her contribution to the field of law enforcement. The award is named after the founder of the club. Jeremy Taylor described Llewellyn as sublime and superb in her craft as an advocate in the courts of Jamaica law. She is indeed the best lawyer in Jamaica, bar none, who practices and is engaged in criminal litigations. She is a true public servant, always forcing herself and staff to ask ourselves when contemplating an action, is it in the public interest, and how to prepare in Jamaica benefit. Taylor added that apart from being the larger-than-life itself and brilliant beyond words, she is caring, kind, strong, and will always go above and beyond for her friends, family, and her country in order to do what is right. In lauding her, Claudette Thomason said, "We cannot truly capture in words how instrumental you have been to the public engagement and sensitization where the work we do is concerned. You have been as fierce as you have been gentle, steadfast in your commitment to the public, whom we serve while protecting their interests." Sharon Millwood Moore thanked Llewellyn for sharing her knowledge and experience in helping to mold me as I have sought further to hone my skills as an advocate and a leader. PNP says PSOJ's call for Golden to apologize for Buchanan's statement hypocritical. The People's National Party PNP says its President Mark Golden will not apologize for the statements made by Attorney Atala Asset Buchanan in relation to the Director of Public Prosecutions. Mr. Buchanan, who was the chair of the party's Human Rights Committee, resigned from the post and apologized for his comments. However, the private sector organization of Jamaica has called for Mr. Golding to also apologize. In a release, the PNP said it carefully reviewed the call made by the PSOJ. The PNP said while it appreciates and shares the PSOJ's concern about maintaining respect and civility within the society, it disagrees with the call for a personal apology from the party president and is disheartened by the glaring bias evident in the PSOJ statement. Speaking with reporters, PNP chairwoman Dr. Angela Bromberg said there is no need for the party president to apologize, as he already spoke with Mr. Buchanan about the comments made, after which Buchanan resigned as Human Rights Committee chair. Dr. Bromberg said while the PNP appreciates the PSOJ's concern about the civility and decorum in public discourse, it also expects that such calls for accountability be applied equally across all political parties and their members. She said it's important to Jamaica that the private sector organization of Jamaica remains impartial and consistent in holding all leaders and organizations accountable for their actions and statements.
Mr. Golding spoke with Mr. Buchanan on the very night the comments were made. And in fact, Mr. Buchanan promptly resigned and issued a statement, withdrawing and apologizing for the comments that he made. The women's movement subsequent to that also issued a statement, again reiterating and confirming our unwavering commitment to respect for women and gender equity. And therefore, we find it quite puzzling that a call for personal apology would have been asked for by Mr. Siaga. In fact, when we look at it, the reason why we talk about it being hypocritical really is that we don't hear that similar call right across the board. There are so many instances when we did not hear the voice of the PSOJ in terms of that. Time and time again, we hear Mr. Everett Warmington being crass and rude, whether it is to the media, to women. We have not heard the PSOJ asking the Prime Minister for a personal apology from Mr. Warmington. We would have seen a video parading where it is alleged that it's one of our own members in the Parliament beating a woman with a stool. I didn't hear the call for the Prime Minister to offer an apology. And so we believe it is important for an organization like the PSOJ to maintain its impartiality. I believe that the country is depending on PSOJ whenever they see something that is amiss or see either party or any of the parties going afoul of the law or what we believe to be decent, to call it out. But the way in which we have seen this, it is hypocritical.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the